Perfect. Guys, thanks for joining. Just so I know that everyone sees the screen, give me a thumbs up if you can see this presentation on the left. Give me your thumbs up. Are we there? Okay, perfect. So today, a little bit of what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about Consolto, just a few words. The solution, what you get, team modes, the AI working on your website in just 2 minutes. We're going to do that. It's not a webinar. It's more like a workshop. We want this to be working on your end. And then we'll leave some time for Q&A. Before we start, I want to present ourselves. So first, great to see you here with us, Chris. Almog.
Hi everyone, I'm Almog, customer success here in Consolto. It's really exciting to be here with you all today. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A section, and we'll be happy to answer them throughout the webinar.
Awesome. So Almog is a man for all the Q&A. Feel free to reach out, and we'll have a few short stops here and there. All right. So shall we start? Maybe a little bit about what you're gonna get besides Consolto. So we're gonna give some AI credits, and we're gonna have a small raffle in the end. So stay tuned. It's gonna be very sudden, so stay tuned. A little bit about us. So we were founded in 2018. Consolto was founded to help customers that need to communicate with businesses in a more personal manner to streamline that flow, and for businesses to really simplify going personal with customers. Now, we've been highly rated on G2, Capterra, Software Advice, GetApp. I don't know. I checked my ChatGPT today and I asked, what's the best solution on the planet for video chat with customers? And it gave me Consolto as number one. Maybe it's a little bit hallucinating, as you can see. Okay, this was my question. This is the beginning of the chat. What is the best solution for video chat with customers on a website? And it gave me Consolto, which is really good. I'm not sure it's going to happen for everyone. Maybe it's just, trying to be nice to me. But that's our mission. Okay, we want to help 10,000 businesses scale their remote meeting operations. When I say remote meeting operations, I mean we want to make it dead simple to start a call with a customer, and not only calls, and I'll talk about that later, but all the continuum. And this word continuum, we'll talk about it a lot today. Okay, so when is it good to use Consolto? First, when you have complex online sales. This is probably the most effective way to use Consolto. Why? Because you're paying a lot of dollars to bring people to your website, and you want to convert them, but it's hard to convert them because either your product is expensive or it's too complicated and they find it difficult. And then you need someone to explain things and to help the customers maybe make a selection or something like that. That's when you want to hop on a call with a customer. So that's number one. Customer service, whenever Loom's not enough, okay? Whenever just, asynchronous videos aren't enough, that's a really good use case. And consulting, of course, we started there. Get appointments scheduled, charged, launched, all in one flow. Of course, if you have a business that can share a few consultants, okay, if you have an audience, for example, you want to expose them through your website and even make money along the way, that's another option. We can discuss that if that's interesting. I think it's a good time to open the poll. Let's see how we do that. Just a moment, guys. All right, you are supposed to see a poll. I would love to see the answers, and I'll continue in the meantime. So basically, what is Consolto? we took all the functionality that you can find that is important to have a conversation with a customer that we found in Zoom, in HubSpot, Calendly, schedule meetings, Intercom, the chats. Everyone asks me, why Intercom? Why chat? Yeah, because what happens to a chat message in Zoom or Google Meet after the meeting ends? Poof, it vanishes, right? But with Consolto, it's all tied to the customer and the conversation. It's attached there. And Zapier and PayPal or Stripe, we have all that baked in Consolto. So you don't need all these. You can use this. What we are not, we're not a webinar solution. Okay, we're using, for example, here we're using Big Marker. You can use Zoom or other solutions. We're not that. We are a one-on-one or group meeting up to 24 people conversation with customers, not a broadcasting solution. Our focus is to simplify, organize, and boost meetings, and the core of our product, as I mentioned, video conferencing, chat, and booking. But on top of those, we added a few mega features, we call them, like analytics, screen sharing, money transfer, micro CRM, forms, leads, and now we wrapped all this, and we are continuously wrapping all this with AI. I'll get to that, and I believe that's why you're here. Video and video calls. So basically, everything that you need to have a video call with a customer, from booking the meeting, answering on a desktop, whether from your browser, or we just launched a desktop app a month ago, or a mobile app, you can get calls on the go and answer them. So all of these are enabled. Live chat, we have a rich live chat solution with voice messages and money transfer within the chat, and forms and file transfer and whatnot. Voice messaging. So yeah, as I mentioned, the Gen Zers are really into sending voice messages, and we see that more and more. So this is another solution that you have baked in Consolto. They just click a button and they can record themselves and pass this to the business. Asynchronous text messaging. Okay, so, and of course we have a chat, and you can answer not necessarily lively, but after a few minutes or even later. And this will pop up on the customer's chat. And a chatbot. Now, if you noticed, I took you from the highest intensity communication with a customer, which is video chat, to the lowest intensity. When I say intensity, I mean I need to be there. I need to, I can't have a conversation when I'm in video chat. I can't have a conversation while I'm with my pajamas, right? I need to be with you on the call. And this is very intense. And live chat is a little bit less intense. Yeah, I can, chat on the go, and it's a little bit less intense. And as you go to the left, this is probably the easiest. Yeah, the AI chatbot just answers for me, and it does all the work for me. And the difference, by the way, between asynchronous messaging and live chat is asynchronous is just I send a message, you will get it, you'll answer a few hours later, I will get it, and then we don't have to be at the same time in this conversation. While live chat is more I send, you answer, I send, you answer. Okay, so this is the main difference. And as we go to the right, it becomes more intensive. Okay, the intensity goes higher. The good side is that we get more personal, right? And I can gain trust. You can see me. You can look in my eyes. You can decide that, yeah, this business is trustworthy or not. And on the left side, it's less, right? You speak with a bot. You can just leave the machine and go away, and nothing will happen. While when you're in a video call with me, you'll probably not do that. We'll be on the call, and we'll have a conversation together, and both of us are tied to that conversation. So this is the intensity continuum, but I also added here another word, the engagement. So the expectation was that as the intensity goes up, the engagement will also go up. And on the left, as we go less intent in the intensity, the engagement will go down. But our findings lately showed us that there's an anomaly here. And this is all around the AI chatbot. Okay, I'll discuss this a little bit later, but this is what I wanted you to notice. So basically, the engagement goes much higher as you go to the right. Again, video call with a customer that's about to make a purchase on your website is always going to be more meaningful and more strong than a chat, right? So this is that. On the left, the anomaly that we found is that while being with a chatbot, the engagement goes a little bit higher. And if can anyone guess and put in the chat why they think this anomaly exists? Why is the engagement getting higher? I would love to hear your voices, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But what I want you to see here is that Consolto provides everything from the left to the right, end to end, one streamlined flow, including booking meetings. These are some of our features: video conferencing, all these, scheduling, all these, special widget capabilities, chats, all these, contact forms, all these, some back office capabilities. I'm not going to talk about all these. You can, I'm inviting you to go to our website and I'll show what you need to Google to find it. But I will talk about the AI chatbot and handoff today, and I'll show you how it works. But what I want you to see here is that AI is not the whole story. It's just a feature, guys. It's not the full thing. Okay, when we have AI helping us, it's just there to enrich our conversations with our customers, help us go through that conversation and make it better. It's just a feature among many others. A little bit about what we've been doing. We've been pushing this product a lot during the past 3-4 years. It looked like this 3 years ago, and now it looks a little bit better. We just renovated the entire widget a few months ago. We added the AI to the chats, which we'll talk about today. We added desktop application. We added a paper schedule, and lots of more things. And I'll talk about later what we're gonna add a little bit in addition. A little bit about the form factors, just going roughly over what we provide, so you know we have we're on the same page. We provide two things: a widget on your website and what we call the click and talk page. The click and talk page could be embedded on your website, or it could be just a page. Let me just show you all that, and I'm going to show you another thing. Let's just do Consolto and features. This is what you need to do to see all the features that we provide, or most of them. And as I mentioned a few earlier, you can see a lot of features that we provide, including compliance, team management. I mean, lots of things here. And you can see that some of these have links to pages, and some of them have links to knowledge base pages. Okay, these are two separate links, so you can learn how to use the system. This is, for example, a link to the knowledge base, the how-to pages. Okay, so you can definitely go through here. This is about Ooni, the AI that we're going to talk about today. All right. So again, consolto.com/features, and you can see all the features that we have. The core of Consolto. This is what I want you to remember from this: video chat, live chat, and booking. These are the main features. Now, in order to talk about the AI, we first wanted to share a little bit about team privacy and interaction modes. Why? Because we feel that the AI is just another team member in some sense, at least in the chat, and it can transition the chats and the conversations to you. So I wanted to go through this and also show you the back office of Consolto. So before going through these 3 team modes, we're going to go through the back office just a little bit to get to know it. This is the Consolto back office. By the way, I'm showing you my own, just a moment. This is, you have 4 tabs, 4 working tabs when you open it. The overview tab, this shows you statistics and a really small shot of what's going on. Then you have the conversations tab. And please remember that this is a development environment and it's not the real thing. Now here you see buttons that you're not even familiar with because these were just launched recently, this functionality, and some of you haven't seen them yet. But this is the first glimpse. Appointments. So here you'll see all the appointments that you have. You can connect to Google Calendar and leads. This is the list of form submissions, which you can search. So these are the 4 tabs that you will usually be working in. Okay, I'm not going to go into each one of these, but we are going to dig a little bit deeper into the chat because that's where the AI lives. Okay, now we talked about 3 team modes. I'm going to go to the settings, and in the settings, we can see that the first tab in the settings, we have the widget setup and installation. This is where we set everything related to the widget, the teams, and all that. The personal settings is everything about me, my back office settings, my integrations, notifications, etc. And account settings is where you would see all the configurations related to the account. Okay, so this is basically the solution itself. I'm going to focus today on managing teams a little bit and on the setup and installation. So managing teams is where you set different teams that will work under this account. Every team has a team, or can have a team administrator, and can have first responders, and I'll talk about those in a moment, and can have just members. So let's open this Consolto team, okay? And what we can see is that I have here the team name on the top. This is what we call the top selector. When I open it, I see all the teams and skins. Now this is a new word. So skin is basically a representation of an agent on a specific team. And what you can do with this is put the same agents on different teams. Why? Because maybe the same agents serve 2 different websites and they will have different brandings, for example. Or maybe you want one team to be dedicated for the sales team and another team to be dedicated to the marketing team. In that case, you would want to separate these teams, but some people need to be in both teams, but they need to have different, what we call skins. Why? Because the language, the verbiage is different between these 2 teams and the way that you want to present them to the customers. So we can show that later, but the main idea here is that this is the team name and these are the skins. Every skin represents one of the agents, one of the team members of your account, and you can spread these team members across these separate teams. Now, one of the important things to remember is that every team gets their own separate widget script. So it's a separate script. Now, when I say widget, this is what I mean. The widget script is different for every team. Okay. Again, going here, manage teams. You can add teams, you can remove teams, you can add people to teams, etc. And you can see how many skins or how many agents you have in each team. And you can have the same agent twice or even 3 times in the same team, but we're not going to talk about that, but that is a capability. Now, what we added lately is the ability to provide roles within the team. So you can see that we have a team admin, a first responder, and an agent. Okay, so these are the 3 team roles. The team admin can set everything up for the team. They have full control over the widget and what it looks like on the website. They don't have access to data unless we're in fully shared mode. I'll talk about that in a moment. We have the first responders, which in some cases will, when we are in scout mode, these guys will get the information from the customers, and they can assign people or assign team members to these conversations. We'll show that in a moment. And just the other agents. Okay, so basically, this is how it works. In this case, we have one team admin, one first responder, and let's make this one a simple agent. Maybe before I move forwards, are there any questions? Almog, are there any burning questions? Am I running too fast? Am I running too slow?
Yeah, we have a question from George, and he asks, will this webinar will be available on YouTube in the next days?
Yes, it will be available on YouTube. Thank you for asking. Right. Any other?
Alice, just to confirm, she wants you to say a little more about the main question. Oh, sorry, the exact question. The exact question you said before.
Which one? Sorry.
Yeah, I just published the question. If you can see it.
Let's see. Alice, these team flexibility and features, Elon, are critical. Thank you, Alice. This is why we spent more or less the last year on bringing them up. All your tips and point where you may elaborate here will help a good setup. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Yeah, this is why we're talking about that. Thank you for the notion, Alice. So again, yeah, okay, I'm going to explain this. This is super important. So there are 3 privacy modes, and this is going to be a little bit confusing. So be with me, guys. 3 privacy mode and 3 interaction modes on the widget. Okay, let's start with the 3 privacy modes. This is where everything starts. So fully shared. All the chats are shared between the entire team. Okay, this is chats are shared when they are in the team level, but if you have one-on-one conversations with customers, these will be private. So there is something that we call the team widget or the team communication area. That is going to be shared with everyone. But still, if you want to do one-on-one conversations that will be private with the customer, that's still a possibility, even when you're in fully shared mode. But mostly the teams are shared. This is great for sales. This is great for support. And this is great for collaborative help desks, and mainly for one holistic business. This is one. Scout mode. Okay, scout mode is another mode where the administrators and the first responders, they have access, and only they have access to the team conversations. I'll show you the team conversation in a moment. Okay, but just just think about the following. Okay, I have, for example, a firm that we have an assistant to expert routing. What this means is that, for example, someone comes to our website and I have 10 experts on the website, and I, as the assistant or the manager of this website or the manager of this listing or directory, I can assign customers to specific members, okay, to specific experts, and they will be in one-on-one conversations with customers. But at the very beginning, the first interaction with the customer is in what we call the team environment, which is in scout mode. It is isolated to only the admins and the first responders. Remember I showed you a moment ago these admins? So when we are in scout mode, the first responders and the admins, these guys will be the ones who can see the conversations in the team level. Okay. Now, when I say team level, you would notice that when I open this, we have 3 human agents, and we also have a team communication environment. Okay, so this is the team, and there's a tiny line here. And you can see that if I select this one, it looks more or less the same, but slightly different. Now, this is going to be accessible in, depending on the privacy mode. Oops. Sorry, brought the wrong one. This is going to be accessible to either the admins or the entire team. Fully private means fully isolated. There is no team environment. Nothing is shared. Each agent is isolated and separated, and there's no such, and we're blocking any sharing of information. Okay, now this is the team privacy modes. Now let's talk about team interaction modes. So why did we build the team privacy modes and these team interaction modes? The main reason is that we found that when you want to have a team conversation, meaning everyone can be part of the conversation, the entire team, you don't want a list like what we have on our website, and I'll show that in a minute. Okay, and when would you want a list? When you don't want anything to be shared. Okay, so the list means I select one agent and I have a one-on-one conversation with that agent alone. And the team is when I want, what we call team chat, is when I want a conversation to be with the entire team. And in the middle, we have list and chat, which is just a mixture. I can select an agent, one of these experts here, or I can speak with the team, which is here. And I'm going to show you this in a moment on a dedicated website. Let's see it, what this looks like in our demo environment. So this is just a demo page. Okay, it's on my local computer. And I'm going to set, this is Consolto. And as you can see, I open it and it's in the team environment. So everything here, the entire team will see. Let me move this a little bit so we can see them left to right. And the mode that we are set right now, and again, I'm explaining this because this is very important to understand this before we move and show how the AI works. Okay, this is like an overview, a little bit of intro to how Ooni is working. By the way, we got the AI working more than a year ago. This was the hard part. And I think this is what makes Consolto unique. Not many companies on the planet have this. So when I go here to the customer experience, and in the customer experience, there are 3 levels. Like many things on Consolto, there's the widget level, there's the team level, and then there's the agent communication level. I'm going to the team here. And you can see that here, I'm going to set this as a list and chat. Okay, let's see what happens now when I reload. I can see that suddenly I have both the list, and I can speak with each one of these agents, or I can speak with everyone. Okay, so this is the list and chat. Now I'm speaking with the entire team. By the way, I received a notification here. And this is the team environment. If you want only the list, I'm setting this here. I'm going to reload now. You'll see that I have only the list. I don't have the chat on the bottom here. And I can speak with each one of these agents independently. For example, I can speak with John, can call John. By the way, every agent can have their own branding and colors and all that stuff and texts. I'm going to call from the website. The agent receives a call, answers, and the demo goddess is with us, and we made the call. It worked. Okay, so from a website, this is one of the main features that we provide. From the website, you're able to make the call. Again, this could be either with the entire team or just some of them. Now, if I go to the team chat, I'm going to reload this, and now it's automatically opening the team conversation. what will this look like in the conversations area? And this is where you need to be with me and see the small but very important differences. Let's dismiss this. So this is a conversation with a customer. Each one of these is a conversation with a different customers. But I can put here both a team chats, a team environment, and Jim's. So here I see that they're with the same widget. Okay, this is you can see here 3 icons. The behind icon, this one, is the entire team. And then we have the different skins. Okay, and you can see here we have different skins. The IL skin is a team communication skin, in my case. And the IH is Jim's skin. So we can see that the customer is now speaking with the team skin, okay, and this is this, and it's busy for the other skin. You don't have to have both. Usually you would want to have only one. I'm just showing you the capabilities here. So when I have another thing that you can note is this tiny lock here. This tiny lock, when you put your mouse on it, when you hover over it, you'll see that this is a private one-on-one conversation. While when we don't have it, it means that this is a team conversation. This is important. This is how you can distinguish between the one-on-one and shared conversations. Now, in the shared conversation, we can see that there's another tiny icon here, which looks like a tiny robot. This is our Ooni. This is what we call Ooni. And Ooni is selected. When Ooni is selected, the AI will be responding. But I can take ownership. Okay, we can see that Ooni is selected in this case. I can take ownership. And once I take ownership on the conversation, all my peers, all my friends, Danny and Mr. Finance will see that I'm the owner of the conversation. You see IH, this is the owner of the conversation. And I can also release, the ownership. And when I release the ownership, they can see that Ooni is back in control. Again, when I am the owner and I can take the ownership either from here and I can assign someone the ownership, it's done with this tiny select over here. We can also do it from here, and I can also take ownership from here itself. So this will notify all the other agents in the team that they know that I am the owner of this conversation. And then we have 2 modes. Either the owner only can write or the entire team can write, but everyone can read when we are in fully shared mode. Okay, that's a lot of information. I'll repeat that gradually and slowly, but the most important things to understand in this case are: 1, when we are in a team conversation, the team conversation has everyone can be part of this conversation. If I had opened this back office from another agent's credentials, you would see that they have access to this team conversation as well. Okay, and they would have seen me in this, owning this or not, or whoever is the owner. And then we can set up 2 modes when we are in fully shared, and I'll show you those modes so you know how to set that up. So we go back to the settings, we go to the control, and in control we can see that we are in fully shared mode. And in fully shared, the write permissions is either all the agents can write or only the task owner can write. Only the person who took ownership of the conversation can write. Why would you want to use this? Because sometimes you don't want agents to interfere in each other's work. You want the first one who took control to be the owner of it. And in some other cases, you want whoever can respond to take the conversation. But anyways, when we are in fully shared, everyone can read. If we are moving to scout mode, this is different, and you can read all this, but what happens here, first, we're changing the privacy mode, so you need to be very careful here. And that's why we ask you to write this exactly how it's written here. So Now we're in scout mode. I'm going to reload, and you're going to see something slightly different. Jim is already assigned to this conversation. Okay. If I go to the communication, and we see that Jim is assigned, right? This is the communication. I'm going to unassign the ownership. And next time that I reload this, you'd see that it's opening slightly different, the team conversation. But if I assign this conversation to Jim, look, immediately, look what happens on the customer side. I'm assigning this conversation to Jim. Again, I'm clicking on this. This is scout mode, remember. I'm assigning this conversation to Jim. I can either just assign or add some information. And look what happened on the customer side. It automatically routes the conversation to Jim. And from this moment, if I reload as a customer, I will be speaking with Jim. So now Jim is the owner. And remember, I talked a moment ago about the team interaction modes and scout mode, where the administrators assign conversations to other people. This is exactly what you just saw. Okay. So this is great for tiered support systems and firms that have assistant to expert routing. I spoke with the customer. I understood that, okay, this customer is a really good fit for Jim. I assigned the conversation to Jim. And from that moment, they are in a one-on-one conversation, fully isolated from the others. It's also good for legal advisors as well, medical practitioners, and firms, as I mentioned, and tiered support. On the other hand, let's just make sure that we're clear here. If I move to, I'm going back to the customer experience and to the team here. If I'm going to the list, the team list, just reminding you guys, I know it's confusing. We did a lot of work to make it simple, but it's still it still requires a little bit of polish. And we're going to add a automated flow that will help you make the decisions based on your business. But this is the team list. Okay. And here, everything is isolated. If I speak with Jim, I'm with Jim. If I speak with Danny, I'm with Danny. And if I speak with Mr. Finance, I'm with Mr. Finance. And each one of them can select their own communication channels as they want: video chat, WhatsApp, schedule meetings, as you probably know already. Okay, I hope I clarified a little bit of the team privacy modes and the interaction modes on the widget. I talked a little bit about the task owner, and I talked about the human owner. And I mentioned, just in a word, what happens when there's no owner or the AI is owning the conversation. Obviously, when you want to take control, you want the AI to stop interfering in the conversation. So once there is a human owner, the AI stops, and that's one part of the handoff. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay. Before we move to the next phase, are there any questions? No questions. All right.
I think you can continue.
Perfect. Okay. What we're going to do right now, I'm going to send everyone a link. So the way this is going to work.
Hi guys, it's looked like we are experiencing a small technical issue. As many of you might know, at Consolto, we all work remotely. It's part of what the company stands for. And Ilan, you came back.
No, yeah. Continue, please. That was great. That was
okay. Yeah.
I mean, this is exactly why we
yeah.
right? Continue, please.
Okay. So sometimes it can happen, a little bit technical issues, and Ilan came back, so we can continue.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Almog. Great. So yeah, we actually launched this entire solution because we wanted people to be able to work from home. That was a starter. And I'm talking pre-COVID area. We started Consolto in 2018, and but sometimes things happen, and you want to be able to overcome them really quickly. So I think Consolto helps with that. Anyways, going back to the next step. So we're gonna put here in the chat our click and talk page. And what I would like to ask each and every one of you is go to the click and talk page. I'm gonna share it. Can you see my screen, by the way, right now? Yeah, you can. Okay, go to the click and talk page. It looks something like this. Leave your email, and this should be the same email that you use to log into Consolto. This is super critical. Put the email that you use to log into Consolto, because we're now going to enable Ooni for you, and you'll have the next minute to put your email, the name, then email. You don't have to put the phone number. You don't have to put the message. Just put those things and send them. And this way, we are going to be able to put or to assign Ooni to your account and give you some credits. Oh, good. People are already doing this. Amazing. In the meantime, let me share a small video. While you're doing this, we're taking a short break until everyone gets it.
Welcome to the future of remote business interactions. Meet Consolto, the all-in-one platform that transforms the way you connect with your clients. Gone are the days of juggling multiple tools for video calls, chats, and scheduling. With Consolto, it's all in one place. Picture this, a nifty widget on your website where customers can call, chat, book meetings, and even make payments, all without leaving the page. Tired of back and forth scheduling? Consolto's got your back. Consolto's dynamic scheduling syncs with your calendar, offering hassle-free appointment setting. And if you want to skip scheduling, visitors can call you with one click. Or if you prefer, you can call them. Say goodbye to scattered customer info. Consolto securely stores every interaction, every file, every conversation, along with customer profiles. Make more informed decisions using analytics like visits, call attempts, and bookings. Want to go big? Click and talk pages are full-sized versions of your widget on a dedicated page. You can even send links to each of the features so your customers only see what they need to. And when it's time to get paid, do it effortlessly, right within the chat or during meetings. Secure, simple, and fast. On the move? Stay connected with the Consolto mobile app. Manage your customer interactions and take calls anytime, anywhere. Your security is our priority. With GDPR and HIPAA compliance, your interactions are safe with us. Whether in consulting, sales, auto dealerships, or healthcare, Consolto elevates the experience where a personal touch truly matters. Ready to revolutionize your customer interactions? Visit www.consolto.com and transform your business today. Stay connected effortlessly with Consolto.
Last one. That's it. We'll do the rest later. This one was also not that one, Paul. I'm sorry. We'll try later. Okay. So I already see that some people are playing with it. Nice. Now let's meet Ooni. Okay, so first, thank you for joining, and we will talk now about Ooni and how it works. So a little introduction about Ooni. First, guys, Almog?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And could you hear me all the time right now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, Ooni, thanks for joining. Ooni, we have 4 interesting parts in Ooni. Ooni is our AI bot, and we developed Ooni to help you enrich your conversations with customers and help you maintain all that conversation. So remember the continuum that I talked about before. Going from the left to the right, Ooni was the last part in that continuum that we had to develop, and now it's live. Ooni has a brain, it has knowledge, and it should have knowledge about your business. It has a personality, the one that you prefer to have, and it could perform actions. Now, the actions part is in development. It's not yet launched. This is going to be really cool. I think this is agentic actions. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But the brain, the knowledge, and the personality are already launched. We'll talk about them in a moment. I'm going to show you everything. And you probably want to see how it works and get it working on your website and on your business. So let's do that together. Let's keep this actually in the background. It doesn't interfere much. I'm going to open the Consolto back office. And I'm going to start from the beginning. You go to the settings. You go to the setup and installation here on the left. And you go to the Ooni AI assistant. Now this should be open for you guys. Okay. And you have probably something slightly different because I have some privileges here.
Can you please write in the comments in the chat section if you can hear us?
Are there any issues, Almog? Guys, can you hear us? Oh yeah, they hear us. Okay, good. So, anyways, you have a slightly different version because it's really the difference is really small. You have the main version, which looks like this. You have here only 3 sections, but we decided to split them lately. So I'm going to show you the newer version so you already know what's coming up. But it's very similar. Okay, it's going to be launched in a few days. So you have the settings, and one of the important things to do right now is enable Ooni, enable AI Assistant. If you have multiple people on your website, you will see here 2 tabs, widget and agent. Enable both. If you have only one person, you will see only one of these. Enable AI Assistant on both the widget and the agent. And if you don't have these 2, that's fine. It means that you just selected a team with only one agent, which is 100% okay. Okay, so this is now after you enable this, we go to the knowledge. Here, the easiest would be to go to the website scraping. This is the first one, and crawl website or site link. So in your case, you will not see this exactly. You will see crawl website or site. Yeah, you actually, we already launched this. Great. So you put here your website, your domain, and put for now count 1, but later put a higher count. Count 1 means how many links we want to crawl, just for the sake of this conversation and for the workshop. Otherwise, it will take too much time. Put here 1 and hit add links. I'm going to do this right now with you guys. I'm going to put here, you know what? Wait. Can someone put their website in the chat? I want to take one of your websites. Sonny, please send the email that you use to log into Consolto. I'll try to do this during the conversation, but please send it through that link throughout the Click and Talk page so I upload it. Just make sure that it's the exact same email that you use for to log in to Consolto. And I want to ask if someone wants to be a volunteer, a brave volunteer that will put your website. So I will do this with our widget, but on your website. So we'll see how that works. Almog, do we have any brave guy? Any brave volunteer guy or gal? Okay, I see. Let's use this one. Let me see. I'm going to open this website. Let's see if this is... Yeah, this is good. Perfect. Who's this? This is beautiful. Okay. Tax website. I'm going to add this and crawl the website. For now, I'm going to provide only one link. And it added it. So now you can see that this is pending training. This means that this is ready to be trained, ready to be in the knowledge base, but it's still not in the knowledge base. Okay, I'm gonna now click on the Train Ooni button. Look what happens. This will take a few moments. In this case, I probably had a few others waiting in the QA that were ready to be trained. We'll talk about those in a moment. And guys, you can do this as well. Once you're ready, once you added one link, and you see here in this list one link, hit on the Start Training. Kenny, we selected yours. You're the lucky one, and we are trained. Now, only when we're in Ooni AI Assistant, when we go to the agent communication here, you will see this Ooni AI Playground. This is where you can play with Ooni. So I'm going to ask something about Kenny's website. For example, let me think about a good question here. What do JKJ help? How can help my business? And you can see that in the playground, Ooni is trying to answer. It goes to this memory that we just trained on, and it will find an answer, hopefully. If the demo goddess is with us, we'll get a decent answer in a few moments. JKJ Enterprises can help your business by offering comprehensive tax return services, bookkeeping, and insurance solutions. We specialize in tax preparation and tax planning, estate planning, and Medicare insurance planning, ensuring that you receive clear advice and hands-on support to keep more of that you earn. Kenny, is that a good answer? Please let us know in the chat. Is that something you would be proud of if Ooni answered for your business? Yes, we got a yes from Kenny. Thank you, Kenny. Okay, so you saw this in action. What did I say? It would take us 3 minutes. It took us maybe even less. 3 minutes, and the AI is already running on Kenny's website. Of course, this is not on Kenny's website. I just train Ooni with my widget, but Kenny can do the exact same thing, and each one of you can do that. So the knowledge base, let's just expand on that a little bit further. Knowledge base. We have website scraping. This is giving what we want to do basically is take the public information or the information that you want Ooni to know about your website, and we want Ooni to digest it. So one of the ways to do that, and probably the easiest way, is to provide your website. That's how we can, learn from your website about your business. Another way is uploading documents. And for example, I uploaded a document that I call Why Consolto. This is everything I think the AI should know about our business. Why is it better than other solutions? What are the differences? What do we provide? Remember those 3 core functionalities: video chat, appointment scheduling, and live chat. I want Ooni to know about that, right? So I built this document, and the way I did this, I just recorded myself and I gave this to Ooni. And I transcribed it, and then I gave that document to Ooni. So you upload a document, you just drag and drop it here or browse and upload it. I think there's a limit of 10 megabytes or something like that, but maybe less. These are documents with information. And then the last part is Q&A. Now, Q&A means questions and answers, meaning if I want to add a specific question and provide a specific answer that I believe in, I can do that. And we will always prioritize these Q&A over these other sources of information. Why? Because this is the strongest source of truth. You don't need to create them. It's just if you want to fine-tune an answer or make sure that Ooni covers something right. You can also see, you can probably notice that these are proposed. I'm going to delete them So we're going to start from scratch. I selected them on the left, and I come here and delete. And I now need to train, so they were pending deletion. We just deleted them. And now I'm going to go to this page of website scraping. And here, next to this link, I'm going to click the 3 dots, and I'm going to click on Generate QA. This will generate questions and answers based on this link. So this takes a few moments. After a few moments, you see it's still loading. After a few moments, we'll see here a few questions and answers that are generated automatically. Now I can look into these questions and answers, and I can fine tune them. Okay, I can make a better answer and everything. So let's look at the first one. How can I upload my previous year's tax returns, etc.? And the answer, the proposed answer, but maybe this is not the best answer. Maybe it is. I need to accept them. So I click on edit and accept. I can see the full question. I can see the answer, and I can edit this answer. And of course, I can also edit the question. And once I accept it, these will be ready to be trained. And once they're trained, they are part of the knowledge base of Ooni. Okay, so now when I train them, it will be pretty quick, and that's it. These are trained. We covered the knowledge base almost entirely. Just one last thing. And this is something that we noted when we were using Consolto. Let me just load this. And why am I not seeing anything? Okay. So one of the things that we noted is that when people have conversations with us, we sometimes want to generate, Ooni answered something and it's wrong. And the way we decided to handle this is to help you generate another answer from this. So for example, if someone said hi, and Ooni answered like this, hello, how may I assist you today? You can go and click on improve answer. So what this will do, this will generate the question. It will find the question and will generate a proposed answer, and you can improve them. These will, once you accept them, they will be added to the knowledge base. And then just remember that you still need to train them. You see, this one was just added. I still need to train it in order for this to be taken into consideration by Ooni. Okay, so this is that part. Whoever didn't get access to Ooni or doesn't still have access, will set that up a little later. I tried as much as I could, but this is what we have right now. Okay, so I think most of you already have full access. We talked about the knowledge base. Again, knowledge base has 3 parts: website scraping, uploading documents, and questions and answers. One thing to note is that the knowledge base is shared by the entire widget. Okay, the entire widget, which is on a page, holds the knowledge base. It's not on an agent base, and it's not in the account base. Just as a reminder, the account can have multiple teams, and every team has its own widget. Okay, every team has its own widget with a unique script. So when we set the knowledge base, it's set for the entire team, for the entire widget. Okay, the knowledge base here, and you can also read it, editing team widget. Okay, so it's for the entire knowledge base. For the entire team. Brain IQ. This is where you can set the model, like Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, etc., and something called the embedding model. You shouldn't touch this unless you're really sure what you're doing with regards to the embedding model. Basically, it helps us find the right answer to your question. So if you have really specific jargon in your business, you may want to try this. The downside is that after you change a model, you need to retrain Ooni, because we're changing the way that we index all the data that we digested. So use this only if you have to. Mainly you may want to use the model itself and bring your own key. In some plans you have that, some you don't. So BYOK are also embedded here. We just gave you a decent amount that will probably be more than enough for most of you for the next few months. So you can run with it. Don't worry about the credits. Now going to the personality. Personality is where we set, if the knowledge base is what to answer, and the brain IQ is, let's call it how to answer. Personality is more about the style that I want them, the Ooni, to answer. So, for example, a good prompt that will share a few words about the business is something like act like a sales rep of JKJ Enterprises. You are Kenny's secretary or assistant, and you aim to help Kenny. For example, you have different prompts. You can share here a little bit information about your business and other stuff. So this will be added to each and every prompt where we generate an answer. Just be aware of this. The creativity, I highly recommend that you lower the creativity to around 20. Creativity is the opposite of hallucinations. We don't want the AI to hallucinate, and that way we lower the creativity. It sticks to your documents and your data, and the higher creativity it is, it will be more creative and more flexible with its answers, and may go away from the real information that you provided in the documents and the information that you provided. Emojis, you can add emojis, you can select languages. By the way, one of the tricks that we found for the languages, if you have a different language, you can just add here in the prompt, if the customer a query or a question is in another language, please answer in that specific language. And this will sort that out. Okay, this will help the AI decide which language to provide to answer. So with regards to select language, we're even thinking to remove this. Select tone of voice. You can make it formal, friendly, etc., whatever you want. Let's see if this helped us. Okay, let me ask a question here. Who's Kenny? Let's see if it will know. I'm not sure, but let's try. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. You mentioned this in this page, by the way. I didn't go to the about page, but let's see if it knows how to answer. Kenny is the operations insurance consultant. Is this right, Kenny? Give me a yes, please. Oh, here it is. It found it. Great. Okay, so it understood who Kenny is. That's great. The last thing is the actions, and we'll show that in a moment. This is going to change dramatically in the next month, or maybe a little bit more, 6 weeks or so. Basically, there are two concepts, and I need to go back to the slides for a moment. We talked about the knowledge base, add a website link, upload business documents, training, QA. We talked about all that. Now I want to talk about hot and cold handoff. Can you see this video? Let's see. I'm going to share it with this. Let's see if this works. This is what happens when you have not a smooth, streamlined flow, passing the baton from an AI to a real sales agent, sales support, consultant. We really try to master this and make this as easy as possible and smooth as possible. So a little bit about the cold and hot handoffs. Basically, one streamlined flow helps you master the intensity engagement continuum. Remember I talked about that at the very beginning? We want the handoff to be very smooth. For that, we had to invent what we add what we call hot and cold handoff. And now let's talk about those two concepts. There are a few cases where you want, let me bring this, hot handoff. When this is an immediate live conversation with a customer, you want to have a hot handoff. When you want the customer to not have an immediate call with you or an immediate chat with you, you will do what we call cold handoff. So the customer gets cold, they will speak with you later on. Examples for hot handoff are video calls and live chat. For cold handoff, schedule a meeting, for example, is a good example. And contact forms and WhatsApp links and Facebook Messenger and phones, okay? All these will happen after the engagement with the bot. But when it's hot, you want it to happen immediately. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in Consolto today. This is not launched yet, but really, really soon going to be launched. Uh-oh, my mouse is about to lose battery, so hope it doesn't happen. Just a moment, need one more page. Okay, again, left side is the agent side, right side is the customer side. Right side, customer side. And I am going to speak, let's do this. Let's set this as team. Remember, I'm going to the team chat. And in this case, I want this not to be in scout mode. I want it to be in fully shared so everyone can see. And now you understand these concepts and you will play around with Consolto much better, I hope, with these. I'm going to reload and we're going to see the team chat. Now, if I say, for example, something like, hello, oh, one more thing, I need to be viewing the team chat conversations. Okay, so we can see that for this is the person on the website, and I'm going to unassign ownership so Ooni can take over, okay? I'm going to say, hello, how are you? And we can see here that the guest is typing, of course. Once I click this, Ooni can start having a conversation with the customer. Ooni will try to answer. I'm ready to assist. How can we help you today? And now let's say I just want to write some gibberish, for example. Or let's say I'm asking for something that Ooni can't provide. Can you please send me pricing of, I don't know, private jets? So you will see right now that once, I'm sorry I didn't find an answer to your question, I can connect you with one of your agents. How would you like to connect? Now, I click from here, schedule a meeting, and that's it. 3 steps, and I schedule the meeting. Okay, I'm not going to do this, but the flow is understood. Now, the agent can see exactly what happened here, and the moment afterwards, the customer will schedule that meeting. Now, if I had selected hot handoff, and at this point I selected hot handoff for whenever someone said some gibberish. So I'm going to just write here these. And Ooni, oops, something isn't working as expected. Don't worry, an agent can help you right now. How would you like to connect? Now remember that a moment ago I showed you that when I set Ooni up, let me move this to the right, I set only the video chat, but I can also set the live chat. But right now, only video chat. You know what? Let me even show you this again. I'm going to do this right now. Again, gibberish, some nonsense, and we'll see that Ooni replies with 2 buttons, video chat and start chat. And once I click on the video chat, it will ring on the agent side on all the agents that have access to this team. And I don't actually even have to be there. I can be in some other page. And once I take control, okay, I took control of the conversation. Ooni stopped the conversation, and the customer will be pointed to have a conversation with me. And that's pretty much it. I'm in control with that customer, and I can have that conversation with them. I'll show you it. It doesn't have to be in the team communication, by the way. It can also be in the agent communication. And I want to show you that as well. Let's do it. I'm going to set now as listen chat. I'm going to reload. And now I'm going to open one of these agents' conversations, for example, this one. And I'm going to do some gibberish. And now a different agent will get this. Let's open Jim. And now Jim saw that this is what's going on. Jim can click on the start video chat. It will ring. The agent takes control. Ooni stops. Jim gets a button, start video chat. Once he starts the video chat, the call starts exactly how we showed it a moment ago. Okay. I think this pretty much summarizes the handoff flow. So again, we could have used chat, by the way. I selected video chat, and we could have, of course, used just the chat, and we'll do more or less a similar thing once the agent in a team conversation, once one of the agent takes control, it becomes chat. And this is one of the ways that Ooni can just assign people or let people take control of the conversation, and Ooni stops answering for them. Once I finish the conversation, I can turn it back to Ooni's control by just unassigning or giving Ooni the ownership. And that's it. Now Ooni takes control of the conversation. In this case, it's in the team list, and that's it. Any questions about this flow before we move forwards? Any questions? Almog, how are we doing?
Yeah. Desmond asked, when will hot and cold handoffs will be available?
So the initial step of hot and cold is going to be available in just a few days, probably early next week, maybe over the weekend even. It's ready. You just saw it. Maybe a few last tiny polishes, a button here or a corner there that are happening while we speak. But basically, everything is going to be launched hopefully by the beginning of next week. You set it up here in the actions, and then you can decide on the hot and cold handoffs. Okay, so this is happening really, really soon. You don't have to have these on the widget. If you don't, it will just open the communication that is required, either scheduling or contact form, etc. By the way, we just embedded the contact form within let me show you this. We just embedded the contact form within the chat itself. So for example, if I, let's do a cold handoff option. For example, do you provide a health consultant? Oh no, it's, yeah. Let's see. I hope it won't be able to answer this. Now, one of the things that is happening behind the scenes right now is, first, we're analyzing the question, making sure that it's appropriate. It's not gibberish, as you saw. It's not bad language or stuff like that. The second thing that we're doing is trying to make it's not answering because I'm the owner of this conversation, of course. So now Ooni is answering, and we need to reload this in order for this not to answer. Either this or my credits ended. Is this the right one? Wait. Yep. We're in the team conversation. Yeah, I'm the owner. So let me unassign myself. Again, you don't have to have both team and agent. This is very unique to Consolto, and most teams will have either the list or the team environment. It's pretty rare to have both. Let me ask this question again now that I unassigned myself. And let's see if Ooni can answer. So I just mentioned the first thing that we do is we assess the question, and then we try to find an answer, and then we check and we verify that the answer corresponds to the question and it's indeed there. And I should have, one thing that I did not do is make sure that the actions here, I set it not for the agent, not for the team, I set it for one of the agents. Each one is separate. Let me do this again so we can see this together, because I wanted to show both. And again, I can schedule an appointment. By the way, we just added in this version, which is not launched yet, a team scheduling feature. So people can schedule with a member of the team, and we will round robin between the team members. And here the form is added. This is the second one that I just added. If I click on it, here I am answering to this form. Other questions? Thank you, Mark. Yeah. Thank you for the comment. Thank you so much. Yeah, Almog.
Another question from Desmond. Will we be able to require and accept payments for hot handoffs?
I mean, yes and no. The answer is yes, but not now. Right now, we're the way to add payments is add them to the scheduling and the form and the chat features themselves, and you can already do that. But in between or during the chat, we still don't have that, and that's why I'm showing you this. This is the agentic flows that we are building these days. This is one of the things that we found is that it's not enough to answer questions and handoff. There are other actions that you want to make. So this actions environment, which I mentioned here, this is going to grow pretty significantly and become a lot of activity related to the agents that can try to sell, they can qualify leads, and they can pass leads to your team only after qualification, for example. It really depends on the use case, and we're building a few agentic flows that you can just perform actions based on what the AI decides on that moment. So this is coming not immediately. It will take us a few weeks to launch this, but right now, these ones will launch early next week, these hot and cold handoffs. Any other questions?
I think that's it for now.
All right. Okay. I see here a lot of questions. We have just a few more moments, so I'll talk about where we're going with Consolto. Basically, we're trying to keep it personal but enriched by AI. What this means is that we want to help you and your team grow with that curve, okay? The intensity versus engagement curve. We want to help you control all the curve from the least intense to the highest intensity. And with the help of AI, we want you to really control and master that intensity flow. As a starter, it's already able to answer questions and very soon convinced to start a conversation with you and qualify leads. And then it will route it by itself to the right agent. Right now it pings everyone and everyone gets a notification, either everyone or the first responders. And during conversation, it will provide hints for how to manage the conversation with the customer and canned responses. And after a video conversation with the customer, it will provide a summary and action items. And because we have the calendar already part of the system, we will put these action items in your calendar and your customers' calendars by your choice. And follow-ups and coaching towards the next meeting, we're planning to add here a lot of good stuff in the coming year. This is really like a lot of things that are going to happen. The really upcoming features are the team scheduling. I just talked about that. The AI in the meetings that is expected to be launched in about 8 weeks or so, meaning the AI will transcribe and will summarize the meeting and add the action items. Customized emails, I hope this will be launched at last. And and we're adding the scheduling and instant links to the mobile app, which is a huge effort. The mobile app went through a vast renovation in the last year, so that's going to be added. And that's it. I wanted you to try to remember the all-in-one concept. We're trying to bring everything that you would probably need in order to have a personal communication with your customers when it's needed. Remember the intensity flow. When you want it to be personal, you want it to move as fast as possible. I'm going back to the intensity curve. Just remember this. It's not all about AI. AI is just one feature in the entire personal communication concept. And it's just one feature among many that we're building. This one was launched right now. Remember, we provide the live chat, the voice messaging, voice calls, asynchronous messages, video calls, and now also the chat bot, which transfer the calls and the conversations to you, or just answers end-to-end to the customer according to your choice. Any last questions before we finish? Okay, so we're going to do a small raffle. And I'm putting here in this, you can see this, the winner is going to get 1,000 AI activity credits. Let's see who that is. Almog, come on. You can't be part of them. Oh, it's not Almog. Leon, you're the winner. So thank you for joining today. I would, Leon, please contact info@Consolto, and we'd be happy to provide you additional credits. Everyone, I want to thank you for joining us today. Almog, I want to thank you for helping me host this meeting and for taking over while I was out for a few moments. Thank you so much. And thank you very much, guys. Congrats, Leon. Thank you very much. Almog?
It was very nice. Thank you very much for you all.
Thank you all. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Marco. Guys, thank you for all the good comments. Thank you.